Hey there, soap fans. We are diving deep into the explosive Days of Our Lives episode, airing on Thursday, August 6th. Grab your coffee and strap in, because the twists coming our way are absolutely mind-blowing. Let's just jump right into the absolute madness that is Kristen DiMera. Can you believe it? She actually managed to escape from that shipping container EJ tossed her in. But instead of fleeing Salem like a normal person who just survived a hostage situation, Kristen is doubling down. And you won't believe what happens next. She decides to disguise herself as Susan Banks. I am literally screaming at my screen. Of all the people in the world to impersonate, she chooses EJ's eccentric, goofy, totally unpredictable mother. I have to admit, I absolutely love this unhinged behavior. It is so perfectly Kristen. She is the ultimate survivor, and this move proves she is always 10 steps ahead of her brother. But let's be real for a second and look at the deep psychological layers here. If you are a longtime viewer, you know the dark, twisted history between Kristen and Susan. Back in the late 1990s, Kristen literally locked Susan in a secret room, stole her life, tried to steal her baby, and completely mind-warped her. Using Susan's face now isn't just a clever disguise to evade the cops. It is a massive, calculated, psychological middle finger to EJ. She is walking around Salem wearing the face of the woman who gave birth to him. It's sick, it's twisted, and it is vintage Days of Our Lives drama. I think this move is brilliant because it completely disarms anyone who might be looking for her. Who is going to suspect the goofy, teeth-wearing Susan Banks is actually the most dangerous woman in town? And here is where it gets incredibly emotional and honestly a little disturbing. Kristen is using this disguise to sneak in and surprise her daughter, Rachel Black. My heart just breaks for Rachel right now. This poor girl was just released from Bayview. She is incredibly fragile, and she is currently mourning the death of her only real friend, Sophia Choi. Rachel is in a terribly vulnerable state, desperately needing her mother. So, in walks Susan. Will Kristen drop the accent and the fake teeth to tell Rachel it's really her? Or will she stay in character and just deliver a cryptic message that her mother loves her and is okay? A lot of fans think Kristen will reveal herself to Rachel, but I actually think she will stay in disguise. Kristen knows that if Rachel knows the truth, she might accidentally blow her cover. But the sheer irony of this situation is just sickening. Think about it. Kristen is going to stand there, looking into her crying daughter's eyes, comforting her over the death of Sophia. Meanwhile, we all know that Kristen is the one who murdered Sophia. She bashed that poor girl's head in with a rock and tossed her in the Salem River. The level of sociopathic manipulation it takes to comfort your child over a murder you committed is just staggering. I am terrified that Kristen's toxic influence is going to permanently damage Rachel. We are literally watching the origin story of the next great Salem villain. Rachel is absorbing all of this trauma, and I predict that within a few years, she is going to be even more ruthless than her mother. While Kristen is playing dress-up and manipulating her traumatized daughter, Brady Black is completely losing his mind. He is frantic, confused, and desperate to find his ex. So he teams up with Steve Johnson to launch a massive search and rescue mission. I am always here for a Black Patch team-up. Seeing Brady and Steve working together brings back so many great memories of the classic ISA investigation. But let's be honest, this search mission is doomed to fail. Brady and Steve are looking for Kristen DiMera, a sophisticated, dangerous femme fatale. They are going to walk right past Susan Banks on the street and not even bat an eye. Brady has always had a massive blind spot when it comes to Kristen. He wants to believe the best in her, even when she is actively destroying his life. I think Brady is going to drive himself crazy looking for her, completely unaware that she is hiding in plain sight right under his nose. Now, let's pivot to the other massive bombshell dropping on Thursday, August 6th. Holly Jonas is about to uncover a truth that will shatter her world. She is going to find out that EJ DiMera, the man she trusted, the man who is supposed to be family, is the one who planted those drugs in her bag. That's crazy. EJ orchestrated this entire plot to make it look like Holly had relapsed, all to cover up his own tracks regarding the tainted drugs from DiMera Pharmaceuticals. I am absolutely furious with EJ for this. It is one thing to be a ruthless businessman, but to intentionally trigger a teenager's trauma and make her think she has lost her sobriety, that is a new level of evil, even for him. If we look back at EJ's history, this is classic Stefano DiMera behavior. Stefano used to manipulate Marlena, completely erasing her agency and gaslighting her into madness. EJ is doing the exact same thing to Holly. He viewed her as collateral damage in his corporate cover-up. But EJ has made a fatal miscalculation. He underestimated Holly. Holly has Nicole Walker's fiery, vindictive DNA running through her veins. When Nicole was betrayed, she burned the town down. I predict that Holly is not just going to cry about this. She is going to seek absolute vengeance. I wouldn't be surprised if Holly teams up with Tate to completely expose EJ's drug scandal to the press, or even goes straight to the police. EJ thinks he has outsmarted everyone, but a furious teenage girl with nothing to lose might just be his ultimate undoing. Speaking of EJ's undoing, we have to talk about the corporate war that is about to explode. Gabi Hernandez is feeling incredibly smug right now. She has been thoroughly enjoying poking the bear, taunting EJ from across town. Gabi made a massive, bold move by using her new DiMera inheritance money to pay off a loan and bail out Titan. She thinks she is untouchable. But I think this move was a huge mistake because Gabi is playing checkers while EJ is playing chess. Gabi's overconfidence is her biggest weakness. She thinks she can just swoop in, save the Kiriakis family business, and walk away a hero. But EJ DiMera does not take betrayal lightly. Once he finds out that DiMera money was used to save his biggest corporate rival, he is going to retaliate with a vengeance that will shake Salem to its core. The spoilers confirm that EJ's counterattack is going to put Titan and even the iconic Kiriakis mansion in severe jeopardy. And look at the guys running Titan right now. Philip, Xander, and Alex are in full panic mode. They are completely out of their depth. Let's look at the history here. Victor Kiriakis built that empire with blood, sweat, and absolute ruthlessness. He went toe-to-toe with Stefano DiMera for decades and never blinked. Now, Victor is gone, and these three boys are fumbling his legacy. Alex is distracted by his baby mama drama with Joy Wesley. Xander is completely consumed by his lingering, unresolved feelings for Sarah Horton. And Philip is just, well, Philip is always a mess. None of them have the killer instinct required to fend off a highly motivated, furious EJ DiMera. I am honestly terrified for the Kiriakis family. EJ is going to use every dirty trick in the book, blackmail, hostile takeovers, maybe even violence, to crush Titan and punish Gabi. I love Gabi's hustle. I really do. She is a survivor. But she has poked a hornet's nest, and I don't think she has the firepower to survive the swarm. This Thursday, August 6th episode is setting up a massive collision course. EJ is fighting wars on 3 different fronts. He has Kristen plotting against him from the shadows in her Susan disguise. He has Holly gunning for him after discovering his disgusting drug betrayal. And he is launching a full-scale corporate war against Gabi and the Kiriakis family. EJ's ego is out of control, and history tells us that whenever a DiMera gets this arrogant, a massive catastrophic fall is right around the corner. I cannot wait to see how all of these explosive storylines intersect. Will Kristen use Rachel to strike at EJ? Will Holly be the one to finally put EJ behind bars? And who will be left standing in the ashes of the DiMera versus Kiriakis war? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Are you Team Gabi or Team EJ in this corporate showdown? And how creepy is Kristen's Susan disguise? Drop your fan theories, and don't forget to tune in on Thursday, August 6th, because you will not want to miss a single second of this soap opera gold